I'm out backpacking in the Pioneer Basin, which our group got a permit out of Mosquito Flat, Rock Creek area, went over Mono Pass. And I have to tell you, this is seriously some of the most beautiful, pristine backcountry that I have ever seen. It wasn't like this. We came in and there was wind, but this is just gorgeous. Okay, Ben's backpacking trip, 2024. Oh, there's Brian. Got the crew. I don't know if you could see him back there, but we're heading up the trail. So last night we camped at Mosquito Flat. Today we're gonna go over Mono Pass and aim to get into the Pioneer Basin. So pretty interesting thing about this hike is we're starting at 10,000 feet elevation. So we rolled in last night, camped here so that we could try to acclimate. Mono Pass today is a 12,000 foot pass. Let's see how beautiful it is. Let's see if we can do it. Start of day 2 for our men's backpacking trip. Last night we came into the 4th recess lake, which is behind me. I'll make sure to put some pictures of fishing and the lake in this video when I make it for the guys. This was just absolutely beautiful in here. 4th recess. I think we're camping at 10,300 feet, and right now we're off to Pioneer Basin. The guys are ahead of me because I forgot to pull out the camera. Everyone has said Pioneer Basin is just phenomenal. So we're gonna go up there. It's about 3 miles with 500 to 600 feet elevation gain. So we'll see how everyone does. I'm sitting by Upper Pioneer Basin Lake, and this place is absolutely phenomenal. You can see the sun is rising behind me. This is just like one of those beautiful views that you only get when you're in the Sierra mountain range. I'm here with a group of guys from church. We've been staying at Upper Pioneer Basin Lake for the last 2 nights. And yesterday I filmed a bunch of footage about this place. I talked about it, and it was windy as all get up. This really is some of the most beautiful backpacking I've ever been in besides that. I mean, our first 24 hours here, it was just brutally windy. This lake where I'm sitting at, there was almost white caps on it. And I gotta show you this morning. This morning it's glass. Last night, if you would have asked me, should I stay here? I would have been like, I don't know. The wind started dying down around 4 to 6 p.m. and it just got beautiful. I mean, the fishing got better, the morale got better. If you're considering a trip to the Upper Pioneer Basin, to the Pioneer Basin, to anywhere in here, you really need to come check this out up here. We've had a phenomenal time. There's a great spot for the group of us back here where we were able to get There's some beautiful other spots along the lake where you could camp here. And let me just talk through what we did here. We walked in here in early September. I think we came in on a Monday, and the clouds were pushing through, the wind was roaring. But everyone who we talked to, they said, you got to spend time in Pioneer Basin. You got to spend time in Pioneer Basin. Everyone just raved at how beautiful it is. And you know what? They're right. It's absolutely stunning here. It's gorgeous here. We've had some amazing fishing up here. There's a little lake just below Upper Pioneer Basin Lake, and the fish are like 14 inches. In here, they're great. Don't get me wrong. They're some 8 inchers, some 10 inchers. You got some great fishing up here. So if you're considering a backpacking trip where you want to be able to camp somewhere, maybe do a day hike and do some fishing, come check out Upper Pioneer Basin or check out the Pioneer Basin Lakes. This morning, we're gonna walk down to the south and we're gonna take the trail back out over Mono Pass. And I've heard there's even some other lakes down there. We didn't come that route. We took the route that took us straight up here to the Upper Pioneer Basin. Yesterday, we did a day hike to the saddle up on the ridge to our north. And we had a handful of people just encourage us, say, you gotta do that. You gotta go up there and check that out. And they were right. It was just a phenomenal view. You get this view of Pioneer Basin Lake, the lower lakes. We were able to see down into the fourth recess. You're able to look north towards Mammoth. There's not a great trail, and everyone said that. You kind of just got to be careful when you head up there. And then when you come down, there's another lake up there where we stopped and had lunch, took a quick dip. And I think that's one of the things for anyone coming up into the Sierra Mountain Range. You got to jump in these waters. You got to soak your calves, soak your knees, soak your feet. It's just been so great to be up here. I would say too, another thing about here is just take some time to chill. If you come up here into the Pioneer Basin, take some time to just rest and be with God. I'm here with a group of guys from church and my neighborhood, and we've been meditating on Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 through 37. We've been talking about do not worry, and every meal we read that same passage, and we just talk about what God's doing. And so that's been a real highlight up here. Now, you also just kind of need to be ready and you need to be prepared coming in here. As I told you, our first day coming in, we hit some weather and it lightly rained on us and it threw some hail. It was kind of crazy. We were like, okay, early September, what have we gotten ourselves into? What was coming? And the hail stopped after about 20 minutes, so it was totally fine. This mountain range, though, is known for some crazy weather. You can see behind me that the sun is continuing to rise, and I'm gonna need to get going here in a second. But if you get an opportunity to come into this place, I would highly encourage doing some camping here. I hope it's not windy for you. It was windy for us, but I'm glad we stuck it out and stayed because this morning is just so beautiful. It's so calm. It's so peaceful. I'm looking forward to some of the views as we hike out. Last night, the sunset was spectacular. You get these yellow on the mountains. And I want to make sure that I talk about this too, is we stayed up till maybe 9:30 last night and the stars started coming in and it was just like, wow. One of the guys said every second that he looked at the sky, he saw new stars. And so you're looking at the stars, you can see the Milky Way, we could see the Big Dipper, you're starting to see all these stars, patterns and everything coming into play. It was just gorgeous up here. I mean, like, breathtaking. You're just staring up at the sky in wonder and in awe of God and everything that he's created. And so make sure if you come up here, stay up, do some stargazing. I wish that I knew how to do star photography. That would have been something super fun. And this was cool too. While we were watching stars, we saw 5 owls flying around. First we saw 2, then 3, then there was 5 of them. it's just been crazy up here, the wildlife and everything that we've seen. If you like this movie, maybe you're thinking, well, what do I eat for food? Look over here. I'll put a video up about how I do some food. Over here, I'll put some information about the John Muir Trail, because where I'm at is still considered John Muir Wilderness. So I'll make sure to give you some information. I started hiking the John Muir Trail last month as of the time that I'm filming this. I don't know when it'll be posted, but if you want to watch my John Muir Trail hike, you can follow along over here. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Hope you do all that like, subscribe, and other fun stuff. And if this is helpful, drop a comment. Tell me what's good, or ask a question if there's a way that I could help you out. This is crazy. We're getting close to summiting Mono Pass, and we're looking back and we can see Pioneer Basin where we were. You got to see this. Down in there is where we woke up this morning, and now we're this far away.